Well, welcome back to Moon City Models. I've got an update video on my 66 T-Bird. I've got it some sanding done on it. I've got it in primer. I got a couple of things. Of course, it was an older mold. Knew I'd run into some issues, and I have, but I think it's coming along. Before I turn you around, though, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out. Let me make sure I got this right. Red Barn Model Works. So he contacted me, left a comment, wanted swap shop cards. I don't have shop cards. Really haven't thought about doing shop cards, maybe at some point. But I'm going to give him a shout out. We're literally almost neighbors. I mean, within maybe if he were, I believe he's where he lives. I believe we're probably literally about 20 miles or less from each other. So I mean, we're literally neighbors. So he's got a great channel. Got some cool builds. Check him out if you haven't. I think he's got several subscribers. I think he's bigger than I am, for sure. Not going to worry about subscribers, you know. I'm just going to build the things I want to build. Do them the way I want to do them. When I get good at something, maybe that'll change and maybe I'll start worrying about some other things. Right now, I'm just going to worry about these things. Let me spin you around and show you where we're at on it and an issue that I found and what I had to do to kind of correct it. So, be right back. Well, here it is. I've got it in primer. So, my biggest problem was no matter what I did, I could not make this hood fit. And it's fitting for the most part now. But it would not fit. I had to add, first thing I did was I had to add a lip all the way around it because it didn't really have much to hold the hood up where it needed to be. So I had to add a lip around there. I added a little bit of build up around here, which I still got to do a little bit of work with. But the biggest problem I had, it still just would not line up. Just nothing would line up in here. Nothing. So what I ended up finding was that this space right here was wider than that space. And it still is just a little bit. Now, wait a minute. Let me get this on here. There we go. Now, see, I got it just about right now. Okay. So once I did that, so what I ended up having to do was add a small styrene strip and glue it to the side of this fender all the way down here. And what I used was this right here. 0.5 by 1.0 millimeter. So that really did kind of correct it. But once I did that, the hood didn't fit anymore at all. So I had to take extra off on this side, sand it, because these body lines right up in here, they did not line up. And they mostly line up now. These lined up pretty good. So these still kind of line up all right. So I've done that. I've got to do some more sanding. I think those are going to look fine. I've got a little bit of a guide coat on here. When I sand it down, maybe I can tell. I had to deepen all the body lines on it. Door, you know, I kind of scribed those out a little bit. The other thing I did was on this chassis. It's all one piece, but let me get it up here. Come on. Come on. So I defined these right here because this was all molded almost together. It just looked like it just kind of flowed together. So I scribed and used a little bit of a saw. I did same thing down here on this. I went down there and just kind of scribed it so that it's much more crisp around here. I don't know if you can see that down in, did the same thing down there, kind of down there. Drilled out the exhaust, although I don't think they're going to show. So I may try to do like a turn down exhaust tip so that it'll come out and turn down a little bit so you'll see it from underneath. But I've got some things in primer. I've got the engine glued together, so I've got some things here I'm working with. But I'm using some filler primer to help with this. Some scratches. I'd like to get this even better than it is, but I'm not going to. It's just what it is. Everything else fits together pretty decent. So we'll go from there. So I appreciate you coming back. And I've got the color picked out. Went and bought the colors. And we'll see where we go.